Hey everybody, this special episode of The Whole Package by Premier Packaging is part 2 of our interview with Premier CMO Jill Gaynor. Make sure you go back and watch part 1 discussing how Premier got to where it is today. And for now, enjoy this very special episode with Jill Gaynor. You've been involved in a lot of some of the newer products that we have offered, sustainability or sustainable packaging, I should say, also luxury packaging. How's that going?
So actually, I feel like all of the departments that report to me are brand spanking new
right.
At Premier. We formally have now, after almost 30 years, that I've begged for a marketing department. I have an unbelievable formal marketing department.
An amazing marketing
yes,
department.
Absolutely. And then...
how many, name me one other packaging company that has a podcast. There's probably 15 out there and I don't know it, but
I don't think so.
Who does this?
So in our industry, and y'all need to check this, but in our industry, there is no other company that has a podcast like we do. There are podcasts out there about the industry, but not, hey, Premier Packaging podcast. Like I'll use 3M for an example. They have a podcast, but theirs is all scientific based. But I think it's a great opportunity. We're blue ocean, meaning there's a lot of opportunity. There's that marketing red ocean, blue ocean. Red ocean meaning there's a lot of sharks in the water and competition's really heavy. Yep. Blue ocean is newer opportunities. So, we want to, again, that forward thinking, cutting edge, hey, let's do this.
It's about packaging, it's about Premier, it's about our employees, our customers, a little bit of
all
everything.
the above, right? So I was asked last year to get a little more involved with some trade shows and things with luxury packaging because that's part of my background in bailiwick, being in advertising. Yep. So it's a very different approach to knowing your audience and talking to your people. I absolutely love it. I tease and say, oh my gosh, packaging is now sexy. Right. So it's been wonderful. Have met amazing clients and future opportunities and vendors, and even the sustainability angle is very prevalent in luxury packaging, which you may not think. So a lot of people will think luxury.
They kind of go hand in hand, or they're.
It's very important.
Getting there,
So because people, if you think, oh my gosh, how can sustainability be luxury packaging? And you might think, oh, it's very, for lack of a better term, granola. Right. It's not. So it's methodologies. Like we've become friends with a company that makes glass bottles, but that are made out of sustainable materials, beautiful bottles. But what they're doing now, so if you go to a makeup line and you want to buy some moisturizer and you look at the glass container, but then the inset's a piece of plastic. Well, instead of that, they're making it drop in glass inserts to where it's sustainable, and then all you might have to do is buy that insert, and it's made out of glass, not plastic. So little tweaks like that. There's a lot of sustainable options for luxury packaging as well.
And the world of packaging, I guess that's one of the things that blew me away when I started working here. It's endless.
It is. It is with any market. I've learned it's a lot of math and science, a lot of geometry.
Stuff I'm not.
Not some of my strengths either.
Right.
But we have brilliant people that are very strong in those departments.
Thankfully.
Yes, thankfully.
Not on us, right?
Yes.
We were part of growth and being flexible and becoming a better provider for your customers. I wanted to touch on some of the. We've got a lot of state-of-the-art equipment now, right?
Yes. Can
you speak to that a little bit?
I'm going to try. We have a lot of newer, higher tech, faster, state-of-the-art equipment that we have. It's been a little over a year process. We have some unique things that are in the industry. One thing is the die cutter that also has inside-out printing.
Right. Okay.
So normally, traditionally, if you have an inside out, a lot of times it'll be more than one pass, and this it's all one pass. So it's more efficient, It's faster. The quality's really good. So super proud of all that. And then how all of our plants have rallied and learned about it and absorbed it like a sponge and got things humming and doing really well. So it's, when you go over there and see like our corporate just one at 3,900, I mean, it's less equipment, but the system is much better. Another thing that we've added from a sustainability side is a foam densifier. So what it does is it crushes all of the scraps of foam that we work with, and it condenses it into, it's a much smaller volume to be recycled. So that's pretty impressive too. And then we also have, still have our assembly places and, to do assembly work, but we're also looking at making it better for them and what automation we can include to be super easy and efficient and better for our employees.
I want to check that out now.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's been far too long that
I'm not going to lie. I mean, I never thought I'd be so excited about something like that, but seeing it run and all of the equipment and how it works and how it's come together.
Because when I started, and I hate to keep referring to things like that about me, but
well, it can be about you today too.
About me occasionally. No, there was equipment here that was that thing's been here since St. Joe's or whatever,
Right, that's how we started.
As long as it still worked and ran, it may not have been the most efficient thing. It got stuff out, but now we're cranking on
and continuing to make improvements. I mean, our plant in Indy is similar. Our plant in New Jersey is similar. As we grow with our other facilities, Georgia, et cetera, we're continuing to make improvements, with all our plants. So we, want to be best in class and again, providing that efficiency and service. It's all service driven to our clients, right? It's all about them, which is what it should be. So
was there do you remember a time back in the day where like during peak you were out there helping get orders out, that sort of thing,
so right? The pandemic was very interesting to everyone. I'm sure we were blessed with being deemed to be open.
Right.
And it was quite a challenge to.
We were, what was that phrase? We were in, what was the phrase during the pandemic that you were?
Essential
business.
I think.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe. But we learned a lot from that. And then it was also very challenging for us being a national company, trying to establish guidelines and safety for our employees where all the rules were different in every state and every country. So trying to find that balance, and if something happened, how quickly we could turn around. It also taught us to help our current clients who maybe not have been e-commerce driven, that forced them to change their business model to stay open, and helping them understanding the e-commerce and all the ins and outs of that kind of thing. And, of course, labor was always crazy and difficult. And again, this is part of our culture. It was amazing to watch, John and I included, that when the plants needed help, people that worked during the day were in sales or any other department, they'd show up and work a shift. They'd show up and, John and I would show up and work a second shift.
Feeding the machine or catching.
They wouldn't let me do that. I was in assembly, but John worked the machines. I would have loved to try that, and I might have an opportunity
here's
later.
A glue gun. Enjoy.
But you know what? I absolutely got to meet some amazing people in assembly. I met some amazing women that were from all over the world. Got to know them, and I'm sure when they saw me come in and, they didn't know what to do with me, but I think they hopefully quickly figured out I was just like them and don't mind getting my hands dirty. And I think the funniest thing is that the supervisors and stuff would walk by, because I'd be like, turn off that fan. Can I have this? And they were said, we keep watching you and you're doing it backwards. I said, what do you mean? How I was taping boxes, and because I'm left-handed.
Okay.
So they had everything set up for somebody right-handed.
Way,
I was like, what do you mean doing it backwards? So
you were asked to you were DNR'd for the day. It was
and I actually, everybody that worked, when you're on this side of the fence, I actually enjoyed it and I liked it, because it was, for me, a stress reliever. So it was a long day. There
is something to be said for having work like that where you come in, you've got this is the number you got to hit, or you have a goal, or you have this is the process, and you work your shift. And
I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little competitive. So when I
Okay.
would come in, I looked at them and I said, "Hey, what'd first shift do?"
Right.
And I'd hear a number, and I'd look at the team. I go, "We're gonna beat that, right?
Yep.
Let's just do it for fun." So I really enjoyed it. It was a good stress reliever for me, and it also allowed me to meet some amazing people that work for us in the plant, and had a lot of fun too.
Very nice.
But would do it again in a heartbeat.
I think about that because my job kind of keeps me away from the office, and I'm traveling a lot, and there's so many people that I have worked with over the years that I kind of miss, and I
Yeah.
don't get to see on a. And I was thinking about the other. It's like, well, I should just. And nobody wants you to just call them to talk during work hours.
Yeah.
I guess I should just send emails or something like that to say hello. But yeah,
Yeah.
I love the interaction with all the good people.
Yeah. Well,
we got
thank you.
a ton of them.
Thank you.
What's your what makes you proudest about Premier?
Like I said, I think the people that, everybody is driven like we are. Everybody is team oriented like we are. Everybody's open-minded and, adaptable, because we've had to be with our success. Sometimes it's a little bit of pressure on us because we're like, whoo, when we sit back and think about the responsibility that we have to our people and our family, their families, etc. But, I would say that, and then the service that we provide and how hard we work for our clients at any level. Even from custodial, any department.
Right.
It's all customer focused, service oriented, be the best, do the best for them. Is what I'm most proud of what everybody's created today. And everybody's willing to work with us as, hard as we are. I might be a little bit slower than John, because he's like Roger Rabbit at 500 miles an hour, and I'm dragging knuckles behind him. But excited. John and I are still excited to see where it's going to go next, and taking it to the next level, and we recognize the help that we need to get it to that next level. So
I mean, not specifics necessarily, but what do you see as the future? What do you or how does the future look from your seats?
You know what? I'm buckled in because we're getting through this kind of leaner period at the moment. Is a little bit stressful, but I'm confident that the possibilities are endless. I mean, last year was our first experience of going to Europe and making new contacts with new opportunities over there. In having some successes, meeting with some vendors who might not have come to the U.S. yet, making contacts about, hey, when are you coming over here, and having an office? Who knows?
Right.
So, again, future's bright. It's still a lot of hard work. It's still challenges, with a growing business every day, just like anybody else. But, I don't know. I mean, when John decided to do this, I kind of closed my eyes and held onto his coattails and said, okay. Turned out pretty well so far.
Yeah.
Very lucky. And we're very thankful every day. Wake up every morning, can't believe it. If you saw the little apartment that we started in, I was thrilled that we had a dishwasher and central air, and we were on the third floor of this apartment building. And I told him I would forego food to make sure that we had central air that was cool enough in the summer, which the insulation was horrible in this apartment, but we loved it. And to see where we are today, I mean, thankful every day.
I love it. We were talking about work and life balance. Okay, so you're not having to worry about marketing or the next steps or employees or anything like that. What do you like to do? What do you like to do when you're not doing anything Premier oriented?
Sleep, watch the Hallmark Channel, unheckled.
So you got John. I assume John gets up at like 4 a.m. or 3 a.m. or something and just start.
Morning is not my best time of day.
Okay,
but yeah,
good. So you like to sleep in.
I'm a night owl.
Okay,
I've always been a night owl.
All right.
And I can't. Even my mother would say, "Oh, when you have children, you will be a morning person." Nope. So, but I don't know. I mean, I love the outdoors. You know, I used to play tennis. John and I both love being on the water. You know, it's funny because we're very different, and it's amazing how different we are because, you know, he's so much full of energy. Hey, let's go. You know, he's the front man. Definitely, I am not. I will be step into that arena when I need to.
Then, and yet here you are getting the interview.
I got caught by my team from a weak moment that I had.
When's John doing one? When's John's podcast?
I don't know. We'll just have to see when we can get him to land long enough. Yeah.
I'll let you.
No, you interviewed him at one of the.
I'll let you make that call.
Yeah. I'll pencil it in for him. And
I don't.
Say,
yeah,
hey, you
I
need
think
to
I
show
did
up
ask
here
him questions, but it was
the sales meeting.
It was an event.
A couple
and I
years
wasn't
ago.
in my best place, probably.
You looked good. You had the tux.
We've never shown footage of that, so that needs to be.
They need to throw that in there.
Part 2 of this.
Yes.
Jill, thank you very much for spending a little time with me.
Well, thank you.
Doing our fun little podcast that we like to call The Whole Package by Premier Packaging. Until next time, everybody, see you then.
Do you have comments, questions, or ideas about this topic? If so, we'd like to hear from you. Please visit primpack.com/podcast to let us know what you think. Thanks.